That's okay. You don't look like crap.
growing rapidly. And so we brought the Secretary of Transportation, myself as Secretary of Commerce, a lot of community and regional leaders who were in attendance. And they got us all on a bus to take us out to Hess. And just coincidentally, as we were getting close to Hess on this very narrow gravel road when it was sleeting, a semi-truck turns out from Hess Services and comes in our direction, which forced the bus to get right over to the edge of this road to the point where we thought we were going to fall over. And it was at that point that we immediately said, okay, we'll get you your road. But what I observed that day, the serious point of that is the collaboration that occurred to make that possible. I don't think it was an accident that semi was timed to come out when it did. A lot of people worked together to make the case as to why this should occur. And a lot of people have worked together to make the creation of this facility possible. And it is that spirit of collaboration that I want to recognize and honor, and that we need to see more of across our state. The reality, the happy reality we have right now, and I hate to correct your number, Bob, but it's not 23 billion, it's 30 billion of private investment that's come to Kansas over the last 7 years. And I want to be clear, we're not talking about federal grants, we're not talking about that kind of thing. We're talking about companies that get to make a decision on where they're going to invest that capital, have been investing in Kansas in unprecedented numbers. But with that 30 billion and 83,000 new jobs, there is the reality that we need more skilled tradespeople in this state to keep up. We need more housing units, and we need them yesterday. We need more commercial strip centers, and we need them yesterday. We need more industrial buildings yesterday. And so it's an urgent matter that we train up our young people and that we train them up to stay in Kansas and to be part of this renaissance that's occurring in our state. I had the opportunity to visit with some of the young people that were out front, and met two young men from Kinsley, and one from Great Bend, and somebody from Plainville. And I asked them all if they're going to stay in Kansas. 3 of the 4 are. We're going to work on a young man from Great Bend. But instead of going to Colorado and find a girl and bring her home. Great. But there is opportunity, but it requires these types of collaborations to build first-class facilities with first-class instruction that is tailored to the needs of private industry, where there is that collaboration. So here it took, the state had a small part in this, the city, philanthropy, the higher ed community, the collaboration that's represented here between Fort Hays State University, Fort Hays Tech North Central, Fort Hays Tech Northwest. These are hard things to do, but they matter, and they are what make today possible. And so if you take nothing from me other than this, please just remember, it's easy in our polarized time right now, where there's a lot of just, whether it's in Topeka or Washington, D.C. or wherever, people have kind of lost their way. And there's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of focus on what divides us. I want everybody to remember this facility and this day and think about how this is something that, because we came together as Kansas, as Western Kansas, we did something that changed our state for the better. But because we did it together, let's focus on what unites us rather than on the few things that we disagree on. With that, congratulations. We're proud of what's occurred here. We're grateful to have been part of it. And please keep going. We need more of this. We need it urgently. And it's the key to the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you also to those of you from Kansas Commerce that are here today. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate all you do for us. We appreciate all you do for the state of Kansas. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Can't thank you. Next up, we have I have too many notes here. We have Mr. Ben Shears with us today. Dr. Tisa Mason is unable to attend due to prior commitments. Mr. Shears serves as Vice President of Economic and Workforce Development at Fort Hays State University. Formerly the President of Fort Hays Tech Northwest, he has been actively establishing strong connections in Hays and the surrounding communities in his new role at the university. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Shears.
I made sure to promise Eric when I let him know that I was going to be pinch hitting for Dr. Mason today that I would keep it under 2 minutes, which will know me will be a land speed record. I do want to, first off, acknowledge Dr. Mason's regrets for not being here. She was crushed that she could not be here for this particular event. As has been mentioned, there's a lot happening in Topeka right now in the legislative session, and she is pulled in that direction. So she does send her congratulations and her best wishes. One of the things I wanted to share when I was thinking about what things to kind of talk about when I had the opportunity to come up here, I remember back when my kids were small. Those of you who may remember an animated movie that was called Robots back in the 2000s. Right? My kids watched that probably more times than I should have let them watch that. But one of the things that stuck with me was this phrase, "See me, Philly." I don't know if anyone remembers that line. That's probably the best thing in the whole show. "See me, Philly." And when I think about the work that's happening here at Fort Hays Tech North Center, they saw a building. Classes were busted, waiting lists were long. They had students that were wanting to get into the skilled trade, but there wasn't a economy. So they looked around, they saw a challenge, and they rose to meet it. See a need, which they've been doing since 1960. So they've been at this for a little bit of time. So on behalf of the university, we're so excited to be part of this affiliation, to continue the relationship, the long relationship that Fort Hays State University has enjoyed and appreciated with Fort Hays Tech North Central, which I believe goes back probably close to 20 years with the Gateway. And we're excited to see what the future of this brings. So skilled trades are in high demand. We know, obviously, across the state of Kansas, the opportunities for these areas continue. So I don't think it'll be long before, if they're not already, these classrooms. So congratulations on behalf of Fort Hays State University administration, faculty, and staff. Congratulations. Congratulations, faculty.
That's very good. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure listening to you speak. I would now like to invite Mr. Doug Album to the stage. Mr. Album serves as trustee to the Dane G. Hansen Foundation, an organization that truly understands and supports the needs of communities in our local regions. The Hansen Construction Career Center is named in recognition of Dane G. Hansen Foundation and its long-standing commitment to education. The foundation, along with Mr. Album, have been a valuable partner to our college over the years, helping us expand our opportunities and provide high-quality education to our local students. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Album.
Well, I'm glad to be here with all of you today. And one of the things I'll tell you right off is that we get a lot of requests from a lot of important requests. And we can't fund them all. But one of the things we look at is what's the impact of what we're funding. And when we study this a little bit, and we've been in touch with the schools here for a long time, the output of this in terms of economic impact to the area every year is nearly the same as the cost of this facility to have here. And so that's a good return. I don't know how many councils don't mind that. They can make returns more than most people probably. But and sometimes we have a hard time deciding when we're looking at grants and which ones we want to fund and which ones we don't. This was a pretty easy one because we know who's involved in it. We know the impact of it is. And you know, all the trades that you're training people in here, if you live in this area and you're an adult, you know they're in short supply. But if you need a plumber, an electrician, the ones that are out there are great. They do a great job, but there aren't enough of them. So we're really glad to be part of expanding the availability to do a better job and get it done more fast, more quickly. And this goes, you know, all the ones that you're teaching in this school are very in demand. And the fact that you're doubling the capacity of your school to put out twice as many now, with what, you know, with the expansion of this building is a very big deal for the whole entire region. And so we're just glad that we could be part of this. And I've been told by so many other people that Gate, we kind of helped them think about this a little more and get involved. And so we're grateful for them as well. And I don't do a lot of speaking, so I don't need a lot of time. But I appreciate all of you being here, and I appreciate the ones of you that have roles that people don't recognize what you're doing a lot of times. I see something sitting up here right now that make this school work, and just grateful for what you guys do, because honestly, it's easier, if you have money, it's easier to give money than to use time. So I really appreciate those of you who put in the time and work every day to make things like this happen, because building a building doesn't do anything unless there's people here. So we're just very grateful to all of you. So thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today and for all that you've done to partner with us. It's very much appreciated. We're pleased to have Mr. Gary Shorman joining us today representing the Smith Foundation. Mr. Shorman serves as president of the foundation, which is dedicated to supporting projects that strengthen the communities through education, healthcare, and the arts. The Smith Foundation's commitment to these areas aligns closely with our mission and the work being celebrated here today. We are grateful for the Foundation's support and partnership in helping make opportunities like this possible. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Gary Shorman.
Thank you all for being here today. When Eric said, Gary, I want you to say a few words, I said, I want it on a nice day. And did he do a good job? We're not gathered here today just because we know how to weld or do anything like that. We're here today because we help be a part from a funding process to make this a reality. So I have a couple of our trustees in the room here. I have Randy Walker back there and the Schmidt green shirt back there. Randy can weld, and I know he can weld because he comes from Miltonville, Kansas. You can weld, right, Randy? All right, but you're not working as a welder, right? Yeah, so we still need more welders. Have Joe Jeter over here, and the word is that Joe has a power tool of some sort. We don't know what it is, but he's never been able to fix anything. Is that right, Joe? Yeah, so that's another story we'll talk about later. I grew up on a family farm, and you either had to fix things or build things. The key to fixing things, you had to fix it before Dad got it. And if you had something you needed, didn't have the money to go in and buy it, so we built it, whatever that may be. Bob Schmidt was that same way, and he and his wife Pat spent their lifetime building and growing things, not only in our community, but in some of the other communities that we serve. When I first met Bob 40 years ago, that was one of the things that we found in common. You like to build things, and you do it piece by piece, block by block, and person by person. He was a forward ever, backwards never speaker. And you see that right here as you look at this. He built radio stations, he built cable systems, he built TV stations, but he was relentless in that to be able to build the funds and build a company that would help fund this program along with others along the way. I also want to recognize Gary Burke. President Burke came to us and talked to us about his vision for this. And we came out here and we talked about it. First time it was like, I don't think that's what we want to support. He didn't stop there. He came right back and said, well, let's look at it doing it a different way. The next thing you know, we're involved. I also had a chance to come out here when this was just open walls. There was a roof and a few other things here. And to see the finished work that's done on this is just simply amazing. You come inside there, it looks great. It's going to be a wonderful asset, not only to our students here, but to the community as well to see something like this taking place. Some of us have had a chance to drive in from the east and see the building here, and it is a new landmark on the east side of the community of Hayes. And if you light it up at night, gosh darn, you have a beautiful building here that just lights up the whole side of this town. And you drive in and say, wow, Fort Hays Tech, that must be a cool place to go. So it's great to see that has happened as well. So thank you for allowing us to be here, to be a part of what's going on. When you fund something like this, it takes, in fact, I'm thinking about this driving in to work this morning. The funding, whether it be through the Hansen Foundation, whether it be through the Schmidt Foundation, or all of the other groups that gave and participated in this program. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens by hard work and the effort, whether it be Bob and Pat. They were not eccentric people. They did not spend money on it. They conserved. But they wanted to be able to build Hayes and our communities into a better place. It allowed us to be able to give money to this group. And so we want to thank them for their work that they did as well. Now the building is cool when you drive in on the outside. But what's really cool are the students that are here inside. That's what will make the difference for those of us here, is the students that go through this building. The students that go out and graduate and make a difference. And when Doug calls a plumber, he can actually get a plumber to come out to his house and be able to fix something, because they are hard to find. And so this building will allow that next generation of students not only to be here, but to be able to make a genuine difference in our community of Hayes, a genuine difference in the state of Kansas. And when our Lieutenant Governor was talking about being able to do those things, whether it be in Hayes or the west or east coast side, east side of our state, west side of our state, students from here will go all over to make that happen. This is what education should be. Students graduating to stay here in the state to be able to help us grow. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of it. We're appreciative to be able to help support this financially. The Hansen Foundation, great job, guys, for getting that done. You guys do great work as well throughout our community. We thank you for that. Thank you all for being here. And don't only support it today, support those students as they're going through their needs for scholarships, their needs for all sorts of things. Keep that happening. Keep that as part of your life, because that's what builds the future for those of us. Thank you very much, and it's a forward ever kind of day.
Thank you, Mr. Shulman, for your work in our community and for all you have done with the foundation and for so many. I would like to now focus our attention to the main reason for buildings like this, our students. Joining us today is Cooper Hosman, an electric technician student. Cooper started with us last year in PHAC and has watched this building take shape from the ground up. He is one of the many talented, hardworking students here at Fort Hays Tech North Central, and we really appreciate him being willing to share his words with us. Cooper.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cooper Hosman. I'm currently a student enrolled at Fort Hays Tech North Central. I'm currently in the electrical course, but I was in plumbing and HVAC last year. And, last semester, we were in the Big Creek building, which is on the other side of town. And it was a great building, but it did have its limitations. So after Christmas break, when we began classes in this new building, it was a very nice change. One of my favorite things about it is the lab that we're standing in right now. And I really like the space that is in here. For example, we were able to learn how to operate a scissor lift last week, and I would not have been able to do that in the old building. And I just think it's great that I was able to have that opportunity here, so that I wasn't crashing into people's walls. I was crashing into paint cans. Yeah, and then the high ceilings are great also, so we could fully extend it and drive around up there, which is pretty nerve-wracking because it gets a little wobbly up there. You have classmates who decide to shake it around, and it's really scary. But it was a great experience, and I really enjoyed it. Another thing that is great about this building is its location. I enjoy being on the main campus because everything I need is right here. And I am a college student, so I suffer from procrastination from time to time. So being across town, I would not always make trips over here when I needed to. I would just go to class and that was it. But now that I'm on campus, I'm able to get all of my tasks done efficiently, and that is just really great. Another bonus is that we are close to the house that we've been working on. So I can come to the same place every single day, not have to wonder where it is. I've missed my instructor's messages in the past and ended up late to class, and being here pretty much eliminates that. I'm also very thankful to everyone who donated and also worked on this building. This could not have been done without you, obviously. And yeah, I'm very excited for my last semester here, and then also for all future students that are going through this course. And it's just a fantastic opportunity. And finally, I just want to praise God and everything that He's done for me, and all the people that I've met through this program, and just all the blessings that are all around us in this building alone. And thank you.
Well, I asked Cooper if he would make me laugh. He did good. So it makes it easy to be very proud of our students. And I'm a little biased, but we have the best students in the world here. So thank you. It is now time to introduce our president, Mr. Eric Burks. President Burks has served Fort Hays Tech North Central for nearly 17 years and has been a steady, committed leader to our college. His dedication to our students and employees is evident in everything he does, and this project is no exception. From the very beginning of this process, President Burks has been actively involved and deeply invested in ensuring this building would best serve our students, our faculty, and our community. Thoughtful discussions, collaboration, and shared commitment to doing what is right for the college have guided every single step along the way. It has truly been a pleasure working alongside President Burks, as well as Vice Presidents Brown and Isbell, our deans, instructors, directors, and students to bring this vision to life. Please join me in welcoming President Eric Burks.
Cooper, you got a few inches on you here. Wow. Thank you all for being here. Great job, Cooper. What a lineup of speakers. Give them all a round of applause. Well, as I begin, I want to begin by personally stating what I think all things, good things begin with, and that is God. Every opportunity, every relationship, as I look around the room with so many friends and folks I know, every open door that's brought us to this moment comes from Him. So today is a glorious day, from the weather to this crowd to what we've accomplished here. And I want to give all glory where it's due. So, glory to God. Today we celebrate opening the Hansen Construction Career Center, nearly 30,000 square feet filled with a purpose, filled with opportunity, and grounded in gratitude. This facility represents more Than brick, steel, and concrete, it represents belief. Belief in our students, in our college, in our community, and in the workforce of Kansas. Thank you for that belief. Many of you, when you came in, hopefully noticed that we have a donor wall in the lobby. It says, grounded in gratitude. And those words were chosen very intentionally. If you toured the building today, if you didn't notice it, please take a moment to examine that wall. It looks nice, very nice, but it's not super fancy, and that was intentional. Throughout the design process, we often said we're about function, not fashion, and that wall reflects that same principle. It's practical, it's solid, it uses common construction materials that our students will work with when they're learning here, and it serves a purpose. It recognizes the many individuals, businesses, and organizations who supported this project. But I hope that wall will do more than that. I hope when our students walk past that wall, that they will be reminded that someone believes in them, enough that they invested in their future. I hope that it carries that same message for our employees. A message that people believe in what they're doing, the hard work sometimes that they're doing, the mentoring, the teaching, the supporting of our students. People invested because they believe in what you're doing. In construction, grounding starts with a foundation, one that can carry weight and last. In electrical work, grounding protects the system and keeps people safe. Gratitude does both. It supports what we build, and it keeps us steady and connected. Every name on that donor wall helps ground this building. All right, students, we haven't heard from you today. I want to hear from you as I say your program name. I want to hear how many people are in the audience. So let's start. This building is now the new home to construction technology. I'll give them that. Thanks for being here. Electrical technology. Let's hear it. Stop there for just a second because Marty Walters, the division chair for electricity, he was like, would you please let people know? Because as you tour, you're going to tour the carpeting space. And it is fantastic, and it looks like students. In fact, students have been working in there. And you're going to tour the plumbing, heating, and air conditioning space. And you're going to see all this wonderful stuff, and you can tell it's ready for students. And then you walk into this space, and it's this big open space. That's my fault. He started building that. We had a conversation. He mocks up and has it to where they can wire everything just like you would in a house or a business or whatever. And I said, whoa, 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 we talked about this. We need to use this space for the grand opening. He goes, yeah, I thought that meant getting all this ready. He was up here over Christmas break where I was like, I didn't make that clear, did I? So I'm like, no, you need to leave it open so we have space for all these folks. So again, Marty, thank you. And after today, knock yourself out. Plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. All right, Larry, you're going to have to carry this one because Larry teaches it. We only have a couple CDL students at a time, but CDL. Right here. There you go. These programs prepare students for in-demand, career-ready work directly supporting our workforce needs in the region of the state. And so because of this facility, our construction trades programs at CDL will now generate, construction trades program will now generate 3 residences each year, 1 single-family home and a duplex. So that's something that's going to give benefit to what we can do through this building. This project also, as was mentioned before, doubles our capacity. So let me put some numbers to that. With those 4 programs, we've served 130 students each year in the past. We'll now be able to serve 260 students in plumbing, heating, air conditioning, carpentry, electricity, and CDL. That's pretty amazing. And that's not a field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. We grew 6.9% this fall already because of the promise and because of this building. So we're glad we could get the students in here this spring. And of course, more students mean more graduates, more skilled professionals, and real progress towards addressing the housing shortage in our region and state. I want to talk about the folks that have been supporting this. And I want to apologize up front, but I'm not really apologizing. I don't want to take any more time. You didn't come here to listen to me. You came here to see this beautiful building. You're going to get a chance to do that. But there are so many people, as you can imagine, that it takes to put something like this together. I've got to try to thank everybody. People were asking me before, are you nervous? I said, the biggest thing I'm nervous about is forgetting somebody. That I'm going to leave somebody out. So if I do, please accept my apology now. I've tried really hard to get everybody. There's a lot of people involved. My second biggest fear was when the lieutenant governor started talking about his bus almost going off the road. I was certain that was going to be my CDL truck that John drove. Mark did not call us and ask us to do that. I don't know who has set up for that, but it was not us. So anyway, the Hansen Career Construction Center represents $9.1 million in investment, and I'm proud to share that we have $8.2 million of that already covered, and we are continuing our fundraising efforts. That's a hint, nod, wink thing, but and if we can keep our current pace, we should have the remainder by June. That progress is not accidental. It reflects the many partners who believed and supported our vision. We are incredibly grateful to the donors and to the partners who have made this project possible, and I would like to recognize them now. First, our naming partner, the Dane G. Hansen Foundation. And first of all, how lucky are we to have them in our region? Please give them a round. Their generosity and commitment has helped turn an idea into reality, and we are honored to carry the Hansen name on this building. Would any Hansen Foundation members please stand and be recognized? If you're already standing, please wave. We also want to extend a sincere thanks to the Patterson Foundation. Your support helped provide furniture and equipment for this building, and your mission to help rural communities thrive is creating opportunities for our students and families. If anyone from the Patterson Foundation is present, and I'm not sure that they are, but if they are, please stand or wave to be recognized at this time. I didn't think we could get anyone from them. Give them a round of applause. And I love hearing Gary talk about how it lights up in a new landmark on the east side of Hayes. We love to be that. I've heard that from several folks. I don't know if James Robin is in the room, but he actually lives in the neighborhood. I'm not sure if he loves that or not. I'll have to talk to him after.
Very bright. No need for outdoor lights at my house.
Hey, there you go. Trying to save you some money there, man. So anyway, I want to extend our appreciation and thanks to the Schmidt Foundation for their generosity and commitment to workforce education. The Schmidt Foundation, and as Gary was talking about Bob and Patricia, they were such wonderful people, and they supported our nursing program for years and years and years, and we used to have them out, we would eat lunch together, and they just loved meeting with students, and I know they'd be super proud that the foundation decided to extend their efforts, not only in scholarships, but to help support this facility. So thank you very much, Gary. Thank you very much for the board members that are present. Very much appreciate all that you've done. The Schmidt Foundation sponsored several spaces. As you tour the building, you'll notice besides the donor wall, there are also plaques that have the same shape to them, that have the different donors who sponsor spaces within our facility. And you'll see that on the Tiger Terrace, where some of those students are standing, where we couldn't hear the carpentry students up there. But they've sponsored several spaces throughout the building. So thank you very much. And please stand and be recognized if you're one of the Schmidt Foundation members. We are also deeply thankful for the support provided through the Kansas Department of Commerce. The first funding that we received, and really the catalyst for this project, came through an ARPA grant that was processed through the Department of Commerce. We then were able to secure the FRAME grant. FRAME stands for Foster Residential Advancement through Mentoring and Education, and we were so blessed to be able to secure that as well. So it's over $4 million that we were able to secure in those two grants to help fund this building. We appreciate all the members I know that are here in force today, coming from the Department of Commerce. We've gotten to know several of them throughout the process of going through this building. So please give the Lieutenant Governor, who I don't know if you all caught, he's been pulling double duty for quite some time as the Secretary of Commerce and the Lieutenant Governor, and all of the staff that are here present. Please stand and be recognized. And in the meantime, just as a hobby, he brought the Chiefs across the state line too. And I know we've heard about how everyone's busy in Topeka and they're busy in Washington too, so I know that we have a few representatives of some of our Congress folks here as well. I don't know if we had any state legislators that could make it today because they are in session, but I need to certainly thank them. Their leadership has helped create additional funding opportunities. Some of the grants that we received required matches, and we were able to match through a base operating grant that we received through the state of Kansas and legislature's support there. Their commitment to workforce development and higher education really made this project possible. So if any of our congressional or legislative partners are here today, would you please stand or wave and be recognized at this time? Excuse me. We are also deeply grateful to the banks and financial institutions and industry partners who sponsored spaces within this facility. We are especially thankful to the representatives who are here to participate in this celebration today. Some I've heard went through great lengths to be here with us here today. So as I announce your name, please stand, and again, if you're already stand, please wave so we can recognize you. These are in alphabetical order. The Almond Company Incorporated. I'm going to announce these together. CoBank and High Plains Farm Credit. They were really the first institution that really jumped on board with this project, so thank you. It takes that momentum, and you guys got that started. I appreciate that. Don Bickle. First National Bank and Trust of Phillipsburg. Glassman Corporation. There we are. McCown Gordon Construction. Where are these? Midwest Energy. Next Tech. Paul Wartenberger Construction. The Garrity State Bank and Trust of Beloit. And Bitsum Commercial Flooring Incorporated. Thank you all for your generosity and for standing alongside our students and programs. Your partnership really matters. We also have, as we look at this, we just look at the number of people that are involved, as I mentioned, and these partnerships reflect something powerful about this project, and that's that it's truly a community effort. This facility would not exist without the generosity of many donors of various sizes, individuals, families, and businesses who have invested in the students and skills trades, and education. Many of you chose to be recognized through legacy bricks. They are the acrylic brick-sized plaques that are displayed on the donor wall. These bricks may not be made out of mortar and stone, but they represent a lasting commitment of generosity and belief in our students and our colleagues. To everyone who purchased a legacy brick, please stand or wave at this time. Your name is permanently part of this building's story, and we appreciate your support. I would also like to specifically thank teams who brought this building to life. First of all, our construction partner, McCown Gordon Construction. Projects like this succeed because of strong collaboration, steady leadership, and McCown Gordon delivered on both. In particular, I want to recognize Kyle Montoya, Warren Franken, and Brett Stead for all of their efforts, problem solving, and commitment to quality throughout this project. Thank you for helping turn this vision into a facility that will serve students in our community for years to come. Please give them a round. I would also like to recognize Alloy Architecture. This building reflects thoughtful design, functionality, and an understanding of how students learn and work in the skilled trade. We are especially grateful to Jeff Sherrard and Jeff Snow. Their leadership, collaboration, and attention to detail throughout this process. Thank you for designing a space that's functional, durable, and supports hands-on learning and student success. Again, stand or wave if you're from Alloy so we can recognize you at this time. We also owe a special thanks, and there's a proverb, I don't know if any of you have heard it, that when you eat fruit, you should thank the person who planted the tree. And I think it's always thinking about what had to happen before to make what I'm enjoying happen today. And so we owe a special thanks to the City of Hays Commissioners. Over 15 years ago, Diana said 17, I didn't realize it's been that long, but maybe 17 years ago, and I see Sandy and Mayor Reuter here as well. And so 17 years ago, our construction trades programs were just getting started in the City of Hays. And they had a belief in us. They allowed us to use a vacant space on the old Army Reserve building that we've been teaching in to this point until just here this year. That partnership laid the groundwork for everything that we're celebrating today. It wouldn't have been possible if we wouldn't have taken that leap with us 17 years ago. So Mayor Reuter, City Commissioners, thank you for being here with us today, and please give them an applause. Sitting next to Mayor Reuter is Doug Mars. Doug is the original carpentry instructor before Hays Tech North Central on the Hays campus. And he started the program, 30 years ago or something, and then they stopped the program, and then he came back and was the first and the second instructor for our carpentry. But he really got things started. He started building houses for us and sharing his expertise with the students. And I knew when we were having this day to celebrate, Doug needed to be a part of it. So Doug, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here. To our Board of Trustees, past and present, we've had some that got off the board in the middle of this project. I sure wish they could have been here today. I invited them and talked to them, they couldn't make it. But I know we have board members here. Thank you for having the confidence and the courage to take a leap of faith with me and to try to figure out if we can make this happen. Leadership means taking that long view and taking a leap of faith, and you guys did that, so thank you very much. I'd especially like to thank Dale and Lance for your time that you invested in the construction committee and all of your expertise that you shared. I'm a rookie to building buildings. I hope I get to be an expert at some time, but they are experts, and I appreciate all the knowledge that you shared. Please give them. I also want to recognize a friend, a former Vice President of Student and Instructional Services and now the President at Fort Hays Tech Northwest, Corey Isbell. Thank you for taking time to be here today. Corey and I and Diana worked through a lot of meetings to try to plan this building out. He was involved a lot and then left right as we were getting to the exciting part. Corey, what's the deal? No, I'm super happy for him to be out in Goodland and be the president there, but a great advocate for students, great leader, and he was very helpful in designing this building. We disagreed on a few things, but we agreed on most, and we created something special together. So thank you very much. Your hands are getting sore and your ears are getting tired. I'm just about done. But I have to thank our students. You got to understand that some of these students thought they were going to come into a building that we could move into sometime in the middle of the fall. And they just moved in here in January. So their patience, their flexibility, and then they helped move things when we finally got the space. All the things that they've done, the hurrying around for the two on either side to get their shops just perfect, and then the holding back for the electrical students as they had to wait for this stuff to be used for this. Really appreciate our students and for all they did. So please, students, or give the students a round of applause. All of our employees, quite frankly, they had to remain flexible. We had them moving all over. This parking lot is all brand new out here. We had to destroy an old parking lot. You can imagine as we're trying to take a full parking lot and moving it into parts of parking lots and get that to all work, all the struggles that remind them, and they just were flexible through it all. And I've seen a lot of smiles walking through the building today. So thank you to all of our employees. I give them a round of applause. In particular, our construction trades instructors, the ones that will be in this building, they're super excited. They're like kids in a candy store, or at Christmas time, they just have a smile they can't get off their face. I love that. But it's also a lot of work. It's a lot of work to move all your stuff around and to try to do that in the middle of the year. And to try to help students along the way and keep up with what you're supposed to do. And by the way, build a couple of houses while you're doing that too. So lots on their plate. We really appreciate everything they've done. Give them a round of applause. One department you might not think of, they're not in this building, but we have a telecommunications program that actually is going to benefit from this program moving into the new building, because they've been over in Victoria and kind of all over the place, and they're going to be able to move into the Big Creek facility now and utilize that space. But they were instrumental, and they saved us a ton of money, and they got great experience running all the data cabling and the telephone cabling for this building. It's great about having students that are learning this and people on board in-house that can do all these things. So thank you to Kevin Carleen, Xavier Beauray, to Michael Dremel, and all the folks that helped with that, all the students. Give them a round of applause. I also want to offer a special thanks to 3 individuals who carried a tremendous responsibility through this project. First, the ladies to my left here, Diana Baumann. Thank you for your tireless work on these grants and being on campus every day. And, I'm in Beloit, I won't say most of the time, I'm back and forth a lot, but especially here towards the end of this project, you can imagine the number of decisions and things, and that's been her daily life through the majority of this project. And so getting a glimpse of that and for all that she's done and balanced on top of that, I just can't say enough, and I very much appreciate all that you've done. So thank you. Vice President Jennifer Brown, where are you at, Jennifer? She's been directing traffic and all over. She's still upstairs. She had the unenviable task of trying to figure out when we couldn't get those students into this building soon enough, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to schedule people to get them at Big Creek when we know there's not enough space there, and try to figure out how to get them all through and get them a good experience and make sure that we do what we're supposed to do and what we promised we do. So thank you for managing an incredibly complex scheduling challenge this past semester with all of your flexibility and all you've done. So Jennifer, thank you wherever you're at. Usually it's because she's about this tall, but I just couldn't see her because she's behind the corner. So. Small but mighty, that's what I would say, small but mighty. And to Mindy Anshu, our advancement director, thank you for your dedication in securing the support through individual donors and grant opportunities. Your persistence helps make this building possible. Thank you very much, Mindy. Where are you at? So before I close, I want to do one more thank you, and that's to everyone who worked behind the scenes. Not only does this building not build itself, but this day doesn't happen and this event doesn't happen without a lot of preparation and people pouring in from planning, logistics, to invitations, setup, and coordination. Tricia Klein and Jamie Owen are 2 I haven't mentioned yet that definitely helped out a lot with this, but we had a lot of folks that poured in and did that. We have our culinary arts program here, so make sure there's goodies upstairs and down. Don't spill on our carpet. But otherwise, enjoy some goodies because they're fantastic and they always do a great job. So thank you, Wilma Powers, and to her group, and Derek Eichman. I haven't mentioned him. First of all, give a round of applause to all those folks. And Derek Eichman is probably collapsed somewhere on the ground, is what I would guess. But He is our maintenance director on the Hayes campus, and we've had him running circles, doing all the things to help get ready for this event. So, Derek, are you here? Upstairs. Okay. Everyone's hiding out upstairs, so let's get a party up there. Anyway, thank you, Derek, for all that you've done. It's been all hands on deck, and Derek's definitely had to do a lot of things. So give him a round of applause. So, if I missed somebody, again, I apologize. There was a lot of folks, and there's probably more that were involved, but I just so much appreciate how this project pulled everybody together and what we were able to accomplish together. As we get ready for the ribbon cutting, I want to thank, again, today's speakers and honored guests, especially the Lieutenant Governor for making the trip and being here in Minnesota. Thank you very much for your leadership and advocacy for workforce development. I would like to also take a brief personal moment to thank my parents, Butch and Annette Burks, who are in the back. My mom had knee surgery just a couple of weeks ago, so it took a lot of effort for them to come and be with us today. So please give them a round. In closing, the Hansen Construction Career Center is a transformative building. It's grounded in gratitude for our donors, our partners, our instructors, students, community, and the shared belief that skilled trades matter. I pray that this space will always be filled with learning, craftsmanship, pride, and opportunity. Thank you all for believing in this vision and for being here to celebrate with us today. God bless you.
All right, thank you. So, just a few notes here at the end. We are in the electrical lab. The HAC lab is over to the south, and construction lab is over here to the north. You are welcome to tour the lab. There are students and instructors ready to answer any questions you may have, and there are also staff members who see the lanyards that are there to assist in education. If you would like to look at the houses that are under construction, there's a duplex, as President Burke said, and home. They're out the north door of this construction lab. You may notice in the lobbies that they are unfinished, temporarily borrowed from other programs, some chairs. Due to holiday schedules, our timing was not good, back orders should be delayed, you all know what it's like. So, remaining furniture is expected to be here at the end of the month. We would like to invite you all back. Come see what the final project, our final building is all about. So, I would like to now ask Lee Purdy to come forward from the Hayes Chamber to lead us in the ribbon cutting ceremony. We invite all donors, employees, contractors, students, and instructors who contributed to this project or are housed in this building to come forward right up here, and we will get the ribbon cutting going. And thank you for attending and sitting through our ceremony. We have a lot of people with us today.
I feel like I worked